Assalamualaikum and good day everyone, especially to you ma'am. Good morning po. My name is Shahana Odin and I will be the first reporter from our group, and the topic that we are going to discuss is about cognitivism. So let's start. Cognitivism. Cognitivism is a theoretical framework for understanding the mind that gained popularity in 1950s. This theory focuses on how information received, stored, organized, and retrieved by the mind. So, by the mean of that, the only thing we should remember about cognitivism is this is a study about the mind. Kumbaga, ang pinag-aaralan dito is kung paano natin ipaprocess yung information na nare-receive natin. And how are we able to store it to our mind? Kung paano natin siya itatatak sa utak natin. And how are we able to organize it in a way na kaya din natin siyang i-retrieve whenever we want to. So now let's proceed to the information processing. Information processing is part of cognitive theory, and this focuses on how information is encoded to our mind. So the first one is the sensory memory. It is the memory that we perceive through our senses. It means everything that we see, hear, feel, or taste is part of a sensory memory. This type of memory can usually be forgotten for at least 0.5 to 3 seconds. Ang example nito is when we are going to pass by someone without paying more attention, we can easily forget that person. But if we pay more attention to the situation, dun na po papasok yung working memory. Ang working memory naman is a type of memory that we do rehearsal to it para maalala natin siya. Ang example nito is kapag nagre-review tayo, we repeatedly read the topic and eventually pwede siyang magtagal sa utak natin. Pero kung hindi enough yung pagre-rehearsal mo ng information, ang working memory can last only to 5 to 15 seconds. And it can also be forgotten. Pero kung yung topic na pinag-aaralan mo is tumatatak talaga sa utak mo, eventually pwede siyang mag-proceed sa long-term memory. In that, hindi mo na siya basta-basta makakalimutan kasi yung long-term memory is infinite or permanently na siyang nakatatak sa utak mo. And pwede mo pang i-retrieve yung information na yun kung kailangan mo na. So, I will be giving an example where we can use this three information processing. So, example ako, nadapa ako sa isang lugar and that situation or events only last for a few seconds. And after that, parang naging sensory memory lang siya. Pero after that situation, I feel so embarrassed. That's why nagpaulit-ulit siya sa utak ko. Tapos naging working memory na siya. And dahil nga tumatak yung situation na yun na nangyari sa akin, eventually nag-proceed siya sa long-term memory ko. Ibig sabihin, yung situation na yun na nadapa ako is hindi ko na basta-basta makakalimutan. Kumbaga, every time na dadaanan ko yung lugar is maaalala ko yung nangyaring embarrassment na na-feel ko. So, yun yung example ng pagpaprocess ng memory ko. From the sensory to working hanggang sa long-term memory. So, next is Piaget's theory of cognitive development. Jean Piaget's 1936-1950s theory of cognitive development presents how a child creates a mental model of the world. He believes that cognitive intelligence is not a fixed rate but rather a process which occurs as a child's biological maturation and his or her interaction with the environment. So, sa theory niya, naniniwala siya na yung cognitive intelligence natin is not natural na nasa atin, kundi na-develop natin siya during our biological maturation and when we start to interact with the environment. So, sa theory niya, meron siyang 4 stages of cognitive development. So, yung first is sensory motor stage. Next is pre-operational stage. Then, concrete operational stage. Then, the last is formal operational stage. So, let's proceed to the number 1, sensory motor stage. So, this stage starts from birth to 2 years old. At this stage, the infants learn about the world using its senses and through his or her actions, starting with the reflexes, then moving around and exploring his or her environment. So at this stage, natututo yung bata na mag-process ng information using their senses. And at this stage, mas curious yung bata sa lahat ng nakikita niya. And they really like to move around and explore their surroundings. And during 4 months old, wala pa silang mental picture. Kaya kung di nila nakikita yung isang bagay, akala nila hindi na to nag-i-exist. Ang example dito is when we are going to play with them with the peekaboo, kung napapansin natin parang masyadong interested yung bata dun sa game na yon. Kasi nga nag-iiba-iba yung itsura natin. Then, hindi pa sila nakaka-identify ng emotions or reactions. But after 8 months, child will realize that objects still exist, even it's hidden or it is not around them. So the next is pre-operational stage. It starts at age 2 to 7 years. By this stage, the toddler incorporates language in his or her understanding of the world. The child's thinking starts out as egocentric or centered on the child's own view of the world. So sa stage na to, nagagamit na ng bata yung language niya sa pakikipag-communicate. And their thinking is egocentric, meaning akala nila yung views nila is kagaya din sa iniisip ng iba. And although they cannot see the big picture about the things around them at this stage, they also start to think symbolically. So meaning sa stage na to, pwede nang gumamit yung bata ng things or language to symbolize something. Example, if a child draw his or her family, they are not concerned on how it look like, but how it symbolize. Pwedeng dun sa drawing na gagawin nila is mas malaki yung mama nila because it symbolized that they are more close with them. So parang nabibigyan na yon ng meaning. So let's proceed to the next, the concrete operational stage. This start at age 7 to 11 years. At this stage, the child can process events and information as it is. However, he or she will not be able to accommodate abstract or hypothetical concepts yet. He or she will understand laws of conservation. This means that he or she will understand that even if things may change its appearance, certain properties remain the same. So sa stage na to, kaya nang intindihin ng bata yung totoong nangyayari. But still, they cannot think abstractly or hypothetically. Sa stage na to, alam ng bata na kahit mag-change pa yung appearance ng isang bagay, is magsistay pa rin siya as it is. Example, even if they put 1 cup of water in a low wide glass and transfer it to a slim glass, it will still remain the same. So during this stage, a child will think logically about concrete events. So during the later part of the stage, the child will start to have the ability to reverse things. Example, if they know that 3 plus 5 is equal to 8, they can reverse that question as 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. Kumbaga, kaya na nilang magbaliktad ng questions because they think logically na. And at this stage, they start to become less egocentric and start to be aware of other people's feelings and point of view. So, parang hindi na sila nakafocus sa sarili nila kasi unti-unti na nilang naiintindihan yung point of view ng ibang tao. So, let's proceed to the last stage, the formal operational stage. This stage starts up to 12 and up. By this stage, the child would be able to perform thoughts processes like abstract thinking, being able to envision hypothetical scenarios, creating strategies, and looking through various perspectives. So, at this stage, kaya na nilang mag-isip abstractly. Meaning, kaya nilang umintindi ng mahihirap na problem. And kaya na nilang mag-imagine ng mga possible solutions or strategy na pwede nilang gawin para ma-solve yung problem. And at this stage, our advanced cognitive abilities allow us to understand abstract concepts such as success, failure, love, and hate. And we also start to have a deep understanding about our identity and morality. Kaya na nating intindihin why people behave the way they behave and their feelings, why they feel things like that. We learn how to plan and prioritize things that important to our life in this formal operational stage. So now let's proceed to another important part of Piaget's theory. It is the basic cognitive concept. So meron tayong 4, the schema, assimilation, accommodation, and equilibration. Schema is the prior knowledge, assimilation, fitting new information, accommodation, creating or modifying, and equilibration is the proper balance. So to better understand this basic cognitive concept, I will give an example where we can able to apply it. Example ng schema is kapag ang bata is meron siyang prior knowledge sa characteristics na meron ang isang aso, like a dog has 4 legs, merong ears, and may tail. Yun yung example ng schema. Meron siyang prior knowledge kung ano yung itsura ng aso. So, an example of a situation is one day, a mom and her child is walking at the park. Then, may nakita yung bata na may 4 na paa, may tainga, and may tail. Then, she asked her mother, "Mama, is that a dog?" Then, her mom says na, "Yes, that's a dog." So, yun yung schema. May idea yung bata kung anong characteristics ang meron ang aso. After that, narinig nung bata na tumahol yung aso. So, nalaman niya na, hindi lang pala 4 na paa, may tenga, and may tail yung aso, kundi kaya din nilang tumahol. So, dun na pumasok yung assimilation or fitting new information. Dahil narinig nung bata na tumahol yung aso, nalaman niya na meron pa palang ibang characteristics ang aso. That's why she adopted a new information. So, unahin natin yung equilibration. Naglakad na naman yung mag-ina, tapos nakakita na naman yung bata ng may 4 na paa, may ears, and may tail. Then, sinabi niya sa mama niya na, "Mama, that dog looks so cute." But her mom says na, "It's not a dog, it's a cat." So, yun yung equilibration. Proper balance. O tinatama nung mama niya yung idea na meron siya na hindi lang aso yung may 4 na paa, may tenga, and may tail, kundi meron ding ibang animals na may ganong characteristics. So, yun yung dapat i-remember sa equilibration, itinatama yung idea nung bata. So, saan papasok yung accommodation? Accommodation is creating and modifying. So, meaning, nung itinama nung mama yung idea na meron yung bata, a child start to create new schema. Or magkakaroon na naman ng new idea yung bata about new subject. Kumbaga, yung alam niya is babaguhin niya into new idea. In that way, nagkaroon siya ng new schema or new prior knowledge about something. So, yun yung 4 basic cognitive concepts. Now, let's proceed to another theory, which is Bruner's theory of cognitive development. Jerome Bruner. Like Piaget, Jerome Bruner says children have an innate capacity to learn and that cognitive abilities develop through active interaction. However, Bruner considers that social factors have a greater influence on cognitive development more than merely a biological maturation by Piaget, especially with the use of language. Ibig sabihin nito, parehas naniniwala si Bruner and Piaget na hindi natural sa atin yung cognitive ability. Pero unlike kay Piaget na sabi niya, because of biological maturation yung nakakaapekto sa atin, sa kay Bruner, social factors daw yung may malaking epekto sa development natin. So sa theory ni Bruner, meron siyang 3 learning modes, which is inactive, iconic, and symbolic. Inactive learning through movement or actions. Example, play with a book. So from that, natututo yung bata because of the action or movement he or she doing. Next is iconic. Learn through images or icons. Example, looking at the picture. So, sa iconic, natututo yung bata because of the pictures or images na nakikita nila. So, the last one is symbolic. Learn through abstract symbols. Example, read for research. So, sa symbolic, madali nang natututo yung bata because of the different symbolism na merong meaning. So, that's all for my part. Thank you for listening.